Good morning, it's your man, Pastor Jay. Mobile with reflection on devotion. Rainy day, but I still want to hit this word real quick. We're dealing with the second half of Romans chapter 1, beginning at verse 18. And in my Bible, it's the heading for this is unbelief and its consequences. And it's really spelling out clearly what God expects. He lets us know that we need to know Him. It shows the attributes of God. And what it does is it tells us that there are those in the world who, verse 22, professing to be wise, they become fools, and they exchange the glory of the incorruptible God for an image in the form of corruptible man and of birds. And this is really speaking about idol worshipers, those who put something before God. And so in verse 24, it tells us that when people put something before God, then He's going to pursue. That's what God does. He pursues us in our ignorance. He pursues us. But when we turn away from Him, and He, in His infinite wisdom, know that we're not going to follow Him anymore, then verse 25 says that He turns them over to their own lust. He basically takes His hand away and allows the natural consequences of the actions to take place. And the Bible is clear here where it talks about verse 26, for this reason God gave them over to degrading passions, for the women exchanged the natural affection for that which was unnatural. In the same way, men abandoned the natural function of the woman and burned in their desire toward one another, men with men committing indecent acts. And I know this isn't a popular message, and please understand, I'm not advocating hate for anybody, but you have to understand that homosexuality is not natural. It goes against the natural order of man. And again, I don't hate on homosexuals. I believe they deserve the same rights and freedoms that anyone else, because their sin is no more worse than any other sin. Just like lying, cheating, and stealing, it's all in the same category. It's all sin to God. So we can't hate on anybody just because they sin differently than us. But we do have to understand that if we turn away from God, then He has no choice. He's going to honor our choice. We are free will beings. He's going to honor our choice to be without Him. And without God, we are not protected by His angels. We're turned over to Satan, and we really put ourselves in a dangerous position. So today, I just want to encourage you to, we go through this book of Romans and spell out the gospel and look at the different aspects, that you would pray that God would help us to move forward, embracing God, loving God, sharing His gospel with others, because we have to understand we are living in the last days and Christ is soon to come. He wants us to spread the gospel. That's our mission. That's our purpose on this earth for those who are believers. And if you're not a believer, I encourage you, get to know Jesus Christ. He loves you more than you could ever know. And He doesn't want to see you lost. The Bible tells us that. And so I encourage you this day to become a believer, to embrace Christ, allow the Holy Spirit to come in and lead and guide your life. And I'm just praying that you'll be with us the rest of this series as we go through this book of Romans. It's your man, Pastor Jay, with Reflection on Devotion. God bless.